If you're ready to drop $3,000 to $4,000 on a gaming PC, you may as well make it look unique and make it go really fast. There's no point in doing a bad high-end computer. However, I, as a professional PC builder, build a lot of those, a lot of really bad high-end configurations. Now, allow me to explain. There's nothing bad if you are an older guy and you want something modern and elegant and not aggressive, like the thing I have right here. But there's a difference between doing something very aggressive and gamerish and just wasting money by going for a cheap case if you're putting a 5090 and not providing the GPU with enough airflow. With that said, if you like aggressive, gamerish configurations, this is something you may want to take a look at that you can actually copy very easily. Now, what may surprise you the most is this is an Intel configuration, even though it's a gaming PC. And it's because it's a PC meant to be able to do literally everything, from the highest end of productivity, streaming, all the way to high refresh rate gaming. Now, the main comment is probably going to be, okay, but a simple Ryzen 7 9800X3D is going to beat this thing in gaming. And that's actually not the case if we are talking stock Ryzen 7 against this computer in the current configuration, because this has a Core Ultra 9 285K overclocked to the gills. This thing is insane. We are running 8000 MHz CL38 RAM from Patriot Viper, the Extreme, their best kit on the market. It's called Extreme 5. And if you pair it with a motherboard like this, the ROG Maximus APEX Z890, you can make it run at full speed with just one click. No manual tuning needed. But after that, if you actually spend some time in the BIOS, you can still overclock your CPU, enable the Intel 200S boost, unlock a few power limits here and there, and if you have a good enough cooler, you're going to be able to have insane performance. This motherboard also, I made a full review on the channel, even though I'm not sponsored in any way by ASUS, is extremely good for other things too. It has all the connectivity you may want, and it even has a DIMM.2 slot. And of course, this having just 2 RAM slots actually help with the overclocking a lot. But to cover that more in depth, again, go watch the full review. I also went with Patriot Viper for the storage, using a VP4300 Lite 2TB as a secondary drive. Then we put a 1TB drive. Patriot Viper also makes some very good 1TB Gen 5 drives for the main slot, where we can use the massive heatsink from this motherboard. Now, to cool the i9, which, yes, even though it's a Core Ultra 9, I'm still calling the i9 because I prefer it, we went with a Sudokoo Proteus 360. Now, this brand is getting very popular very fast. They have the lower end components all over on Amazon, and I am actually using them. I currently have in my studio, which I bought, a 240mm all-in-one, which was for sale for just $40, and it's their white Nexaura 240 all-in-one water cooler. Now, their lower end products are low-end all-in-ones, but they come in at an extraordinary price and they work fine. What I wasn't expecting is for such a new brand, which I never heard about before, to be making such a good high-end product, because listen, the box from the outside, it looks normal, but you can see from the image already that the LCD screen on this thing is something different. But upon opening up the package, this is something completely new from what's in the market. It's a very interesting design. Basically, it's a 360, yes, with an LCD screen, with the RGB just on the side with black fans. The fans are very good, yes, but nothing extraordinary. The thing is, they made something very cool with how it's controlled. They basically added a control unit, which is a rectangular unit, magnetic, which plugs into the side of the actual all-in-one, because the all-in-one, the radiator is slightly larger than usual, which is the key to success and has been the key to success for other brands such as Arctic as well. And there, they placed this magnetic thing where you can daisy chain your other RGB stuff. It is SATA powered, and from there you actually get all the cables coming out. So there's nothing routing from the actual unit, from the actual water block. So it makes it very clean to be installed on the motherboard. And there is a cable running through between the tubes, which you can't really see, which goes all the way to the back and all the way to the radiator. And from there, you just cable manage all your stuff. Now, in this case, which we'll cover in a sec, it was pretty interesting because I had to mount it in the back, and it was actually very convenient because in this way, I actually have all the cables in the back already. So it's very, very good, even for a standard top mount or front mount. Now, the elephant literally in the room is this case, and this is the GameMax Blade Concept. Now, GameMax, again, is a brand which is not as well known, but it's actually a massive brand. They have a lot of products, and I recently covered their Claw case, which is a lower end product. This is their top of the line product currently, and it's the Blade Concept. Now, it's only in black at the moment. I would love to see a white version, And this thing literally is a piece of art. Machined aluminum, cloth, and RGB. If you want something that's very aggressive and it's basically an open-ended case with a very unconventional approach to airflow, this is something you should buy. Now this is expensive, okay? This costs over 200 bucks. It's an expensive case, but it's unique. And that's something which we don't really have in today's market. They're all aquarium cases, very good ones. I have an aquarium case myself. I have an NZXT H9 Flow, but this is something a lot different. This takes the dual chamber concept of case to a whole other level. So they sell it to you with an included GPU extension and not much else. However, the instructions which you're gonna need for this one are very clear. The case is fully modular. You can dismount basically everything about it to get you space to build inside of it. But the building process is actually pretty simple. It didn't take me any longer than a regular case, and I actually don't even have to remove any glass, so it's easier. You place the motherboard on the front, of course the motherboard with all your CPU, RAM, etc. And then you place the cooler and power supply at the back, and then of course if you still live in 2010, you can also put a hard disk in the back. And then you place the vertical mounted GPU in the front. This is vertical mount only. And now the cable management may discourage you. You may think this is going to be a mess to cable manage, but the thing is, this is a case that is complete. So it has so many panels and so much stuff going on. Now I'm looking at the back, it looks gorgeous. That if you just fill it out with an all-in-one, and in this case actually it comes in very handy that the all-in-one is massive because it literally covers up the whole of the back. Then you basically don't have to do any routes. You plug all the cables behind this little cover on the back. You just see some cable just peeking through, which actually makes it look even prettier. You mount the power supply like in any other aquarium-like case, and you're good to go. It has an included RGB controller, which is also a fan controller, which you can also use for your extra fans if you want. And you just plug it all on the motherboard, and so with the Aura Sync, I can actually control everything, and literally everything, even the water cooler, which by the way has one of the best softwares I've ever seen on an all-in-one currently, like better than ROG, better than all those other big brands. And that's why ROG doesn't send me motherboards, because I keep critiquing their motherboards and software. But anyways, this is a good product. Usually ROG is making some overpriced stuff, but this is good. But back on topic, you can control anything about the screen, and it's not buggy at all. You can actually control the control unit from within the software itself. And yeah, you can put whatever metric you want, put whatever video you want, put whatever image you want. And it's very good quality screen. It's on par with the Panorama Trix in terms of quality. This is not curved, but it's right there on par. It's a very good unit. The problem with most all-in-ones with an LCD screen, especially the cheap ones, is the software is bugged. This one is perfect and fits in the case very nicely. Now, I also went with GameMax for the power supply, and I've gotten their Lion Core Platinum series, this one right here. And now this has a very high cybernetics certification. Now 80 plus, it's a very good indication of how the power supply is, but the cybernetics, if you have a very good cybernetics certification, it's finally starting to get a bit of traction. And I think we should pay more attention to it, because as far as I know, the 80 plus certification costs a lot. It's also why some good PSUs, like decent PSUs on the low end, they are not certified because it would be too expensive. And it's just a matter of efficiency. The cybernetics is a more complete and well-rounded certification. This PSU scored very high, and I tested it in extreme overclocking. It works very well, and it comes with very good cabling. They're not sleeved, but they are some kind of unique flat cabling, and they have a lot of cabling, and it's very solid. It has brushed aluminum on the sides and even a little bit of LEDs in the typical green from GameMax color, which even in this case, where it is fully open and just there to see, it looks very good and very clean. This is a high-end product. GameMax, with those two components, they basically prove to me that they're able to do high-end stuff very well, and they're not just a cheap brand trying to sell you expensive stuff. This is proper high-end product. Now, this is not the highest end budget I could have done, so I went with a simple 5080, and I went with the Ventus, the same model which I have in my personal build, and the same model which I still wanted to change before the GPU prices went up, and which I will still change for a cooler GPU, because I think in a full white build, this GPU is not the best. But in a build like this, where we have the black outside, white motherboard because the Apex is only in white, I think it's perfect. And it was a very good price, so I think it's even more perfect. But yeah, you can definitely do the same configuration with a 5090, it would be plenty. But even like this thing is insanely fast. So let's go over a few numbers. First of all, check out this CPU Z score. Now, CPU-Z score is very good, but the single thread could be better. However, what you're not seeing in CPU-Z, because it's just a very unidimensional benchmark, is you're not seeing the effect of the D2D and NGO tweaks plus the RAM in actual gaming, which we will see in a sec. You're starting to see them in the Firestrike score, which, by the way, check it out. This is very, very good scoring, and with actually great temperatures, this cooler is amazing. And even after fully unlocking everything, all the power limits in the CPU, and after letting it run for 12 hours, I still peaked at the limited 90 degrees while keeping the full turbo, which is great, even under Prime 95. This is very, very good scoring. And then on to gaming. This performs better than 9900X3D with a 5080, but also with a 5090. Of course, if you go ahead and overclock properly with the right RAM, the 9800X3D, you're gonna get this one back in gaming where you use the 3dV cache, of course. But overclocked, it goes faster than a stock 9900X3D, and of course, this thing in productivity absolutely demolishes any Ryzen chip. Even the 9950X or 9950X3D, this thing is just the best. And that's why if I had to build an all-rounder PC, I would build it in this way. Do you think it's too aggressive? Be honest. And do you like the Intel configuration? Also be honest, let me know down below. If you watched the video this far, maybe drop a like and subscribe. You can also now become a channel member if you want to support me more. And with that said, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.